What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Ascended PvP Edition 2025. This is going to be our first day. Let's see what happens. What? Wait. Where'd you come from? Really? Really? Level 132 takes out the new spawn on the beach? You gotta be kidding me. After realizing we have 50 seconds before we can respawn, we decided to move to a whole new location. Definitely not near that lad. Spawning in on the beach. Everything seemed pretty normal. Really. Cryo fridges spawned across the beach. Oh, this is why people don't play PvP anymore, mate. This is why. Leaving it all behind and hoping the lad in the tech suit does not come back and knock us out again. We decided to start collecting our first resources. We collected as much resources as what we possibly can, getting our first bearings, our first bits, our first things that we need. Smashing a tree with our bare fist to the ground, we get our first levels. Putting in our first levels, we didn't really think too much about it. We just chucked in whatever we wanted. But this part's important. What is going to be our first things that we need? Definitely clothes. I ain't running around the beach in my underwear anymore. Getting our first tool, we start collecting stone. Then we get our first piece of clothing, finally putting it on. Realizing it's not coming up on the little screen on the right hand side. I don't know what's with that, mate. Are we actually putting our clothes on? Who knows? Oh no, yeah, we're good. Not too bad. Alright, we got our first weapon now. Feeling tough. Thinking that we can take on the guy with the tech suit. We head back down to the beach. Is it gonna go well? Who knows? Huh? Well, this'll do. Taking out our enemy with one hit. We're feeling tough, mate. We're feeling strong. But in the end, we decided it was time to get out of here, mate. It was time to get out of here. We decided to cross the river. We didn't know if we would make it across, but we did. And we noticed up on the hill, there was a new base. Let's go check it out. Thinking that it hadn't been raided, we realized pretty soon that the side had been blown in. So, you know, may as well go in, check what's left behind, see if there's anything there. Probably not. Oi, then again. Got ourselves some metal, let's take that, mate. I'm gonna thank you very much. Oh, man. We're too overweighted. Oh well, time to build our own base. We lay our first foundations, and by morning, we have our very own first base. Heading out on our first adventure, we soon realize that it's not much further after this. We actually unlocked wood. So we decided to upgrade our entire base to wood, building as many pieces as what we can, and making the base as strong as what we can. It's better than thatch, mate. It's better than thatch. Replacing each piece one by one. It took a little bit, but it didn't take too long. Soon after that, we had every wall, every door. All done, mate. All done. Upgraded, stronger, better. But all our hard work, we started to realize that we're running out of water, man. We're running out of water. So we have to run back down the beach, get ourselves our first drink. And we decided to bring some skins with us to fill up for later. Back to work, mate. Back to work. Time to finish this base off. Make it as strong as what we possibly can. Finish upgrading the roof. Upon finishing our base and realizing that we have a now strong area to take back resources, we decided to go on our first major hunt. Our real hunt. Chasing down our first enemy that's bigger than us. Everything was going pretty well, to begin with anyway. And then we realized he had a mate. It worried us a little bit, but we still gave chase. But as we got closer to the water, we realized there's a baryonyx sitting right there. I think I might back away, mate. I think I might back away. I think I might find something a little bit easier. This dodo thought he was tough, mate, but, you know. That's all we can take down, man. That's all we can take down. So we took out the dodo. In the end, it gave us the hide that we needed in order to make our very first smithy, mate. Our very first smithy. So we placed our first smithy. Upon doing this, we'd realised that we'd also unlocked our very first weapons. So we jump in. We don't have many good weapons, but we did manage to unlock ourselves a metal pickaxe and a metal axe, which is better than nothing, mate. It's better than nothing. Soon after that, we realised we're going to need to upgrade the stone. So we started to collect as much stone as what we could, and then realised it was time to leave this place, mate. Time to get out of here. So we built ourselves our very first raft. After looking through the menu for a little bit, getting a little bit confused, trying to figure out how to get rid of that messy looking sail, we got rid of it, mate. We got rid of it. So it was time to build our very first stone base. Something strong, something great, something fantastic. It took us a while to line it up, but once we got it, yeah, that's pretty good, mate. We decided to build our first stone base. Jumping in, laying down the foundations, laying down all the walls, putting in everything that we possibly needed, making it secure. After putting in our door, we realized we have a secure base. It was time to return back to our old base and collect all the important things to begin with that we pretty much thought were the most important things without going over our weight limit. So we added all the stuff that we had from the chest, everything that we possibly could, maxing out every weight piece that we can as we returned back to the base. Once getting back here, it was time to load out the new base, because this is going to be the place that we live for the next couple of days. So it's very important to get this perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. So we placed down our smithy. We put down the fireplace just to cook up our food, you know, somewhere to sit by and enjoy our dinner. After this, we realized we need our bed, because there's nothing worse than having a raft, sailing off somewhere, you know, getting taken out and not having anywhere to respawn. So we dumped the rest of our resources, and it was time to return back to our old base. Upon getting to our old base, we decided to check every last chest, making sure we leave absolutely nothing behind, because this base, it'll get raided without a doubt, mate. So, you know, it's better to have nothing there than to have a little bit there. So we collected every last thing that we could, even though it took our weight limit right to the maximum. It didn't matter. We got out of there, and it was time to return, but then we realized that we had some levels to put in. So we chuck in a couple levels, and then it was time to sail out, mate. Time to sail out. But before we done that, we realized that we have a little bit of a problem here, because we don't have like an airlock. So it was time to design our airlock. Upon realizing that we placed our wall down instead of placing the door, that was it, mate. We're ready to sail. Upon finishing the first day of PvP on Ark Survival Ascended, it rolled out like that. Not too bad, mate, not too bad. So we're going to leave this one here. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Smash the like button, consider hitting the subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.